Chapter 4. Why Predators Love Respectful Men. Respectful men are not hunted because they are weak. They are harvested because they are efficient, low resistance, high output, predictable compliance. In any system, corporate, social, romantic, political, this combination is irresistible to those who understand power. Predators do not announce themselves. They observe. They watch how tension moves through a group and where it settles. It always settles on the same men. The ones who absorb discomfort to keep things smooth. The ones who say, "It's fine." The ones who wait their turn. History is littered with these men. Empires did not collapse because of cruelty alone. They collapsed because too many decent men upheld systems that exploited them, believing restraint would be reciprocated. It never is. Power does not reward loyalty. It rewards utility, until utility is exhausted. Respectful men are ideal because they self-regulate. They do not need to be threatened. They police themselves. They rationalize mistreatment as necessity, misunderstanding, or just how things are. This makes external enforcement unnecessary. The system saves energy by letting them manage their own suppression. In workplaces, these men become the glue, the ones who stay late, cover gaps, train replacements, take responsibility without authority. When resources shrink, they are not protected, they are consumed. Their loyalty is remembered sentimentally, not materially. In relationships, respectful men are tested relentlessly, not out of malice, but instinct. Boundaries are pushed to locate strength. When no strength appears, attraction erodes. The man becomes safe. Safety is not desire. Safety is furniture. Predators sense this early. They escalate faster with respectful men. They interrupt them, delay them, assign them extra work, cancel plans, speak over them. Each time they watch. Does he correct? Does he withdraw access? Or does he smile and adapt? Silence from the respectful man is not read as grace. It is read as consent. Human nature does not change because you are good. It responds to pressure and consequence. Remove consequence and behavior degrades. This is not philosophy, it is pattern. Even institutions are built on this logic. Bureaucracies thrive on polite compliance. Forms, procedures, waiting rooms, all designed to filter out those who will not tolerate inefficiency. The ones who remain are manageable. The ones who leave or disrupt are accommodated or removed quickly. Respectfulness signals tolerance for delay, disrespect, and inefficiency. In a survival-based hierarchy, that tolerance is exploited. Look at war not in its violence but in its logistics. Armies do not fail because soldiers are evil. They fail because command misallocates burden. The most disciplined units are pushed hardest until they break. Discipline without leverage becomes liability. The same rule applies to you. You believe being respectful will protect you when things get serious. It does the opposite. When pressure increases, economic stress, social conflict, competition, systems shed the men least likely to retaliate. Respectful men are selected against because they create the least friction when removed. This is the threat you are not warned about. Not humiliation, not overt abuse, erasure. You are not crushed, you are bypassed. Predators do not fear confrontation, they fear cost. Respectful men rarely impose cost, they impose patience. Patience is easy to exploit. Once you understand this, the danger sharpens. You realize your behavior is not just suboptimal, it is being actively used against you by people who may never consciously intend harm. They are simply following incentives. And incentives favor those who take, not those who wait. This is why change must be surgical. Emotional outrage is useless. Moral appeals are irrelevant. Only behavior that alters incentives survives. The hierarchy does not need you to be cruel. It needs you to be costly. Until then, you are prey with manners.
Chapter 5. Surgical Elimination and Behavioral Recode. You do not negotiate your way out of weakness. You cut it out. This is not about adding confidence or projecting toughness. Those are cosmetic. The system does not respond to appearance, it responds to friction. To change your position, you must alter how much resistance you create when pressure is applied. First, eliminate automatic compliance. If your default answer is yes, you have no leverage. Every request must pass a filter. Does this increase or decrease my position? If the answer is decrease, the response is delay or refusal, without explanation. I can't is sufficient. Silence afterward is the enforcement. Second, kill excess communication. Explanations are a form of pleading. They signal uncertainty and invite debate. State decisions once. Do not restate. Do not justify. If challenged, repeat the decision or withdraw. Repetition without emotion trains others that persistence will not move you. Third, introduce consequence through withdrawal. Most men think consequence requires confrontation. It doesn't. Access is the real currency. Time, attention, reliability. Remove them selectively. The moment someone crosses a boundary, reduce availability. Do not announce it. Let absence do the talking. People feel loss before they understand it. Fourth, master tempo control. Stop responding immediately. Urgency betrays need. Delayed response forces others to wait, and waiting reorders hierarchy. You are not being strategic by replying fast. You are being exposed. Let decisions age. Power operates on patience. Fifth, enforce one-sided tolerance. You are not equal. Do not pretend to be. Allow others less margin than you allow yourself. Correct quickly. Accept nothing once that you would not accept always. Consistency is not kindness. It is enforcement. Now the replacement behaviors. Replace politeness with neutral firmness. No warmth, no hostility, just immovable calm. The absence of emotional leakage unsettles people because they cannot read you. Unreadable men are dangerous men. Replace empathy with selective understanding. You do not owe comprehension to everyone. Understanding is earned through alignment, not requested through excuse. When excuses fail to move you, behavior changes around you. Replace reliability with conditional contribution. You are dependable only when terms are respected. Break the terms, lose the benefit. This teaches the system that your output is not guaranteed. Replace consensus seeking with unilateral motion. Act. Inform later if necessary. Leaders move first and let others adjust. Adjustment signals subordination. This is surgical because it will feel wrong at first. Your nervous system is trained to reduce tension, not hold it. You will feel guilt. That guilt is withdrawal pain from approval addiction. Ignore it. The system will test you, not aggressively, subtly. Delayed replies, passive resistance, minor disrespect. These are probes. Hold the line. Do nothing extra. Do not compensate. Eventually, behavior around you changes. Fewer requests, more precision, more caution. Not because you demanded respect, but because you became expensive to misuse. This is the recode. You are not becoming harsh, you are becoming inconvenient to exploit. That is where authority begins.
Chapter 6. Death of the Respect-Seeking Identity. At some point, technique stops working. Not because it's wrong, but because the old identity keeps sabotaging it. The respectful man does not just behave politely, he is polite. His self-image is fused to being reasonable, fair, and liked. That identity was adaptive once. It kept him safe. It earned approval. It avoided punishment. But identities that once ensured survival often become liabilities when the environment changes. This identity must die. Not symbolically, functionally. As long as you need to see yourself as good, you will leak weakness. You will soften boundaries to protect self-image. You will explain to prove you're not cruel. You will compromise to avoid guilt. Predators do not exploit your behavior, they exploit your need to be seen a certain way.
Authority requires indifference to moral applause. The death begins when you stop narrating yourself as the reasonable one. You no longer need witnesses to your virtue. You stop preemptively proving you are fair. Fairness is no longer your brand. Control is. This is where many men fail. They adopt the tactics but keep the old soul. They say no but apologize. They delay but justify. They withdraw but explain why. The system sees through this immediately. The behavior is overridden by the subtext, "Please don't hate me." The new identity is colder, not cruel, quieter, not insecure. It is defined by self-sovereignty. Sovereign men do not seek permission to occupy space. They do not rush to clarify misunderstandings. They let others sit in uncertainty. Uncertainty forces adaptation. Adaptation reveals hierarchy. You must become willing to be misinterpreted. This is the final psychological barrier. The respectful man fears being seen as unfair, selfish, or arrogant. The sovereign man understands that being misunderstood is the price of independence. You cannot control perception without surrendering power to it. Identity death also means abandoning emotional labor as a default. You are not here to manage other people's comfort. Comfort is expensive. Spend it selectively. The moment you internalize this, your posture changes, not theatrically, structurally. Your silence carries weight. Your refusals land clean. Your presence stops seeking approval and starts commanding calibration. This is when something strange happens. Fewer people like you, but more people listen. Interactions become shorter. Requests become clearer. Disrespect becomes rarer. Not because you demanded it, because the old man who tolerated everything is gone. What replaces him is not a tyrant, it is a gatekeeper. Access is earned, time is protected, contribution is conditional. You are no longer a public resource. This identity does not perform. It does not posture. It does not explain itself to be understood. It simply exists, and the system rearranges around it. That is the replacement.
Chapter 7. Final warning. Selection is ongoing. Do not mistake progress for safety. Authority is not something you achieve and keep. It is something you defend continuously. The moment you relax, the system tests you again. Always. Selection never stops. Every environment is a filter. Workplaces, friend groups, relationships, markets. When pressure increases, the filter tightens. And when it tightens, respectful men are the first to be removed. Not loudly, not dramatically, but efficiently. You will not be attacked. You will be bypassed. Opportunities will stop reaching you. Decisions will be made without you. Influence will reroute around you like water around a soft object. By the time you notice, the hierarchy has already hardened. This is why regression is so common. Men learn the rules, apply them briefly, then revert under social pressure. They soften to be liked again. They explain to be understood again. They compromise to feel moral again. And the system immediately adjusts, downward. Understand this. You are not being judged by what you believe. You are being measured by what you tolerate. Tolerance is data. Every time you absorb disrespect without consequence, you submit new evidence into the system. There is no neutral behavior. Everything signals. The elite understand this instinctively. They do not argue about fairness. They manage incentives. They do not ask for respect. They structure environments where disrespect is unprofitable. This is the only sustainable position. The final warning is simple and cold. If you do not consciously enforce your boundaries, the world will automate your disposal, not out of cruelty, out of efficiency. You are replaceable when you are agreeable. You are irreplaceable when you are costly. This is not motivation. This is instruction. Eliminate the behaviors, kill the identity, maintain the posture, or return to being useful and invisible. Selection is ongoing.